Hi, welcome back to DAG High Performance, and today I'll be showing you how to change the oil on a 2022 Honda CRF 450. So the first step that you're going to want to do is warm up your bike, get that oil a little bit thinner so that it drains better. So we're going to go ahead and start it. Okay, here's the tools you're going to need. You're going to need an 8mm socket, and you're going to need a number 10 Allen, and this is for the drain bolt, and this is to take your filter cover off. So here we have a new Honda oil filter, and we have the O-ring for the filter housing, and we have an O-ring for the drain bolt. So that's all you'll need to change the oil. So to remove your skid plate, you just have to take out those two bolts down there and then slide it forward. It pops right off. Looking under the bike, it's pretty much in line with the shifter under here. So you can see the big Allen. So that's where you drain your oil from. Okay, now that you got your drain bolts off, we can take this old O-ring off, set that over to the side, open the new one, put this new one in. That's ready to put back on the bike. Okay, just give this a wipe off, make sure our surfaces are clean under there. Put it back on. Now we're going to remove our old oil filter, which is just behind this cover. So we're just going to take these two bolts off, and we'll put a bucket under here, and we'll drain the oil out of there and take the old filter out. Now it's important that you don't lose your spring. That is a very important piece. Alright, so we take our spring, set that off to the side, and then the filter just pulls off like that, and so this rubber gasket is what keeps the filter on here. So we're going to take that off. There's our old filter. I'm also going to take this old O-ring off right here, and we'll put a new one on. We're going to take a new O-ring, put it on. Wipe down our surface real quick. Make sure that's all clean and good. Put this on. Put a new filter on. And remember, we're putting that rubber piece. And it even tells you outside towards the filter cover. Honda's nice like that. Then on this side it says this side and spring towards engine. So Honda's pretty slick like that. Hey, they help you out. We'll put our spring back on. Now it doesn't like to stand there by itself, so you gotta be really careful that it's all lined up when you put it in. This can only go on one way, and if you notice, this is a little bit longer than this spacing. So this to here is longer. So over here, we look and we see this is longer, so we know it goes on that way, and we're checking and making sure our spring goes in there nice. And then we're gonna slide her in. Bolt. The long one goes on the bottom, and the short one goes on top. And we're just going to snug these up. I think spec for this is 7 or 8 foot-pounds. That's what the O-ring's for. It's to seal it so it doesn't leak. our skid plate back on, we're gonna make sure we line this up with the bottom of the frame, right in front of the rear linkage for the suspension. So this is what I'm talking about right here. The skid plate is gonna slide right onto it, and then it clips in up in the front, and we just line up our bolt holes. All right, the last step is now to fill it up. So this is Honda oil, and Honda's pretty slick, so their motorcycle takes 1 quart of oil in here after you do an oil change. So we're gonna pour this whole bottle in there, start it, and then there's a sight glass over here. We're just gonna do a quick check over here, make sure it's in a nice spot in the sight glass, make sure we got plenty of oil in there. So let's get going. Start it, check the oil level. As you can see, we're in between the top and the bottom line, so I'm going to call that good.